There's a huge divide in South Africa that has been muted for a long time until President Cyril Ramaphosa was recently ambushed by his American counterpart Donald Trump at the White House. Some Afrikaner groups say the new expropriation law could see their land confiscated, perhaps violently, and it could plunge property values. The DA, a former opposition party to Ramaphosa's African National Congress, the ANC, is largely seen as representing white and Afrikaner interests. While the law spells out fair compensation, it also allows for seizure without compensation in certain instances. It replaces a 1975 Expropriation Act drafted under apartheid and criticized for being legally unclear and having no clear compensation plans. So, is compensation the most underlying issue, and how far will this dilemma persist? Our correspondent Kalden Ongmu reports from Johannesburg.
South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is at the center of a political firestorm after he approved a law that gives the state the power to expropriate some privately owned land without compensation for owners. The law, which is yet to be implemented, drew the ire of US President Donald Trump, who sees it as discriminating against white farmers. Center-right political parties and lobby groups in South Africa have also opposed it, saying they will challenge the Expropriation Act, as the law is named, in court on the grounds that it threatens property rights. Ramaphosa's government says the law provides for compensation to be paid in the vast majority of cases, and the changes are needed to increase black ownership of land. Most private farmland is still owned by white people. When Nelson Mandela came to power more than 30 years ago, ending the racist system of apartheid, it was promised that this would be rectified through a willing buyer, willing seller land reform program, but critics say this has proved too slow and too costly. The plan is for owners to receive just and equitable compensation, a departure from the higher market value they have been getting up to now. The government had been paying market to receive just and equitable compensation, a departure from the higher market value they have been getting up to now. The government had been paying market value compensation despite the fact that this was at odds with the Constitution adopted after white minority rule ended in 1994. More than 80,000 land claims remain unsettled.
Minister Steenhuisen did not mince his words. He made it very clear that farm murders, farm attacks and stock theft is a major problem in South Africa. He said that he visited the largest agricultural show in the Southern Hemisphere and that they do have a memorial there depicting all the names of people that have been murdered on farms in South Africa. He also made it very clear that it is not only white farmers that are being affected by this, but that it is black and colored farmers as well, saying that especially when it comes to stock theft, it is the small-scale black farmers that are disproportionately negatively affected.
South Africa's National Assembly rejected the bill proposing a constitutional amendment to allow for the expropriation of land without compensation, part of reforms to correct disparities arising from centuries of colonialism followed by apartheid. The proposed bill to change the constitution failed to gather a two-thirds majority required, with 204 lawmakers voting in favor and 145 against. That was in 2021.
We work together for the people of this country to have equitable access to land, because the unequal and the skewed patterns of land ownership are not sustainable. They are not to the benefit of anyone. We all need each other. We all need to come together, ensure that we come together as private-public partnership to ensure that the people of this country have access to land. It is also in the interest of landowners that this issue is resolved.
There is no white genocide in South Africa, and I think there are sentiments from the public that Ramaphosa should have asserted that more clearly instead of trying to divert the conversation towards trade and investment and high crime levels. I think that Trump is focusing on white genocide because there are white South Africans in his ear claiming that this is going on when it is not going on.
The law is in limbo as Ramaphosa, about 4 months after giving his assent to it, has still not set a date for its implementation. Nor is he likely to do so anytime soon, as he would not want to further antagonize Trump while South Africa was trying to negotiate a trade deal with the US. With land such an emotive issue, there is no easy solution to the dispute, and it is likely to continue to cause tensions within South Africa as well as with the US president. While the focus of the land debate might shift towards more specific issues like land release and the expropriation bill, the broader issue of land reform, including land restitution and the underlying issues of inequality and equity, will continue to be debated for many years to come. This is Golden Olmo from Johannesburg, South Africa for Wion, World is One.